everybody to Acapulco. I'm so excited. I want to just get started with what we're going to be learning over the next couple of days. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, all right, sounds great. So let me tell you a quick story. My mentor, Les Brown, said, if you do what's easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what's hard, your life will be easy. And boy, did I take that to heart. I thought, okay, that's what it has to happen. I have to work really hard. So I was a little bumblebee. I had a little side hustle in my work and around my work, and I was going to networking, and I was working long hours, and I was trying to grab business cards from everybody and try to make money and climb that corporate ladder. Total busy bee. Years of doing this, 25 years of doing this in the mortgage lending business. Until one day, I went to dinner with my family. Now, how many of you have gone to dinner with your family and then left the dinner to go take a phone call? Because we're all business owners, right? That's what we do. So I was outside taking the phone call with my client who just needed me so much. And I was walking what I call the concrete balance beam. And I'll be explaining that a little bit later on to you, because I imagine I'll be seeing many of you walking that concrete balance beam during this retreat. Right? So I was walking that concrete balance beam back and forth, and I just happened to look over into the window of the restaurant, and there they were, my family, enjoying their time together, laughing, being together, creating memories, except I wasn't in them. And I never was in them. In that moment, that specific moment, I decided I'm done. I am done with the hustle. I am done working so hard. I'm going to change things. I'm going to find a way to do the business I was doing in less time. And I'm going to crack the code. And what I realized was that Les wasn't saying, if you do what's easy, your life will be hard. If you do what's hard, your life will be easy. He wasn't saying work hard. He was saying put in the hard work. Mm-hmm. That's why you're all here. Those who decided not to come, they're not putting in the hard work. They're just working longer, harder hours. And we're all wanting to do this, right? To get to the point in our lives where we have a successful business, or we are successful, or we have a life of luxury here, a luxurious life. But I want to share with you about what that success really means. Because for me, and I'm dating myself, for me, success was buying a Mont Blanc pen. Raise your hand if you remember Mont Blanc pens, yeah? So back then, they were $199. Today, they're $599. But for me, everything was, I could get this Mont Blanc pen, I would be successful. So I finally made it one day, and I got that Mont Blanc pen. And it was wonderful until I happened to unscrew it and open it up, and it spewed ink all over my beautiful suit. And then I went, yeah, that's not the kind of success I want. I have a different vision of success. And so I was, you know, that was an important story for me. And so one day, I'm going to switch kind of gears here to help understand. I was talking to my mom, and she said, honey, you're always running around, you're traveling with all the kids, and you have such a beautiful quality of life. And I said, oh, well, thank you. And I went to bed that night, and I was sleeping, and I was thinking about this. I said, wait a minute, I don't want a quality of life, because that's keeping up with the Joneses. That's like buying the Mont Blanc pen. What I want is a life of quality. And there's a difference between a quality of life. So I would say to you this as well. There's a difference between a luxurious life and a life of luxury. Raise your hand if you're a mom who's working, a working mom. Because I used to say to people, well, she has the luxury of going on the field trips. She has the luxury of staying home with her kids. I didn't have that luxury. And so when I decided, standing outside that restaurant, that I was going to create this life of luxury for myself, that's when I started the pursuit of what I'm going to share with you while we're here at this event. And that is that if we can, so imagine a tire, right? Imagine a wheel and a tire. And we have the steel, right? And here's the steel. And we focus so much on the steel as our business. Our business has to be so strong. And then the tire around it has holes and it's shredded and all the high divorce rates and all the problems, the illnesses that we have because we're working all of these long hours. So what if we could invert it? What if we could say our life is the steel? That's what we focus on. That's what we do. And then we go out and we get a 4-wheel tire that can go over any terrain on our way to success. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. Absolutely, right? So write this down. I want you to write down SMART scaling. So raise your hand if you've heard of the phrase, don't work in your business, work on your business. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what if I told you that I don't want you to ever work in or on your business again? How would that change your life? Would you like that? Yeah. Woo. Yes, woo! I'm known as wooing. Would you like that?
Yes!
Yes! Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. So here's what I want you to write down. 4 columns, right? 4 columns. In, on, above, and beyond. So we want to stop working all those long hours, and we want to start living above and beyond our business. So when we talk about the in your business, this is the phrase called the phase called me, also known as finder, minder, grinder. You're the finder, you're the minder, the grinder. The finder, the grinder, the minder, the finder, the grinder, the minder, the finder, the minder, and yeah, you're exhausted. This is the me phase. You are in charge of everything. The second phase, which is the on your business, is I think I'll hire somebody. It's time I hire someone. I'm exhausted. You don't have infinite energy. You don't have infinite time. Is that making sense? Mm-hmm. Are you with me on that? And so you say, well, in order to get time and in order to get more energy, I need to hire someone. This phase, the second phase on is called the method phase. This is now where you're managing methods. The issue that most business owners have and managers have is that there's an oscillation back and forth. I'm going to hire somebody, but I've never learned how to hire. I'm going to hire someone, but I don't know how to manage them. I'm going to hire someone, but I've never been a leader. I don't know how to lead them. So I'll just go back and do it myself. Right? Mm-hmm. And so under this category, you have to remember that you can't do it yourself. That's number 1. You can't do it yourself. You have to hire a team immediately. You need a community to help you build. You need a mentor immediately because you can't see your own ears. Don't wait for a mentor. Most people think I can't wait for a mentor. No, you need a mentor. And last but not least, and certainly not least, is you need systems. You cannot hire a single person without getting your process out of your head and onto paper. Because otherwise, when you hire someone, and tell me if this is you hire someone and you say, hey, I think you're great. Let's bring you on and we'll find a place for you. Anybody done that? Yeah. We'll just find a place for you. Except you don't have a system. Nobody knows what's happening. And then we walk around and we say, well, they were terrible. I fired them. Instead of, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared to lead. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. So now you're oscillating back and forth, and this is what caps your business, what gaps your business, what keeps you stuck, so you can never, ever make more than 100,000, 150, 50,000, whatever your number is. You will never, ever be able to scale your business unless you build a team. And there are so many entrepreneurs that lack the management and leadership skills, the hiring skills, the onboarding skills, the system skills to be able to maintain people on their team. So they grow and they retract and they grow and they retract, and then they finally just give up and on their business. Is this resonating with anyone? It is, yes? Say yes, it's resonating.
Yes.
All right, so while we're here is because we're at the LEAP event. So LEAP is that we're going to unlock your leadership skills. We're going to expand your team, help you expand your team. We're going to amplify your influence, and we're going to boost your profits. This leap of faith going from in and on to above and beyond is critical. You cannot do it without getting the skill set to be able to go to the above. Making sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Once we're in the above, we're in the above, this is when you can tether yourself away from your business, show up as a cameo every once in a while, be the visionary in your business that allows you to breathe. Because now you're not involved in the minutia of everything that's going on in your practice. Mm-hmm. But this is a scary part because, nobody does it like me. Nobody can do it like me. But see, the more you grow, it's a law of diminishing return. You were really good with one client. You are not that good anymore, I hate to tell you. When you've got more clients, you've got to bring on more people. So when we start working above, there are 3 components to it. You've got to share your vision, and God, I hope you have one. And we'll work on that while we're here. Your vision has to be so big that it includes your employees so they can reach their goals. You have to have a vision. You have to have values. And I'm a believer, you'll hear some more about this, I'm a believer in core personal values, but I'm also a believer in core business values. What are your non-negotiables? You want to call people back in 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days. What are your non-negotiables? If you don't tell people that, then you're going to stay up all night long wondering why in the heck they're not doing what you think you asked them to do. Making sense? And the third is your voice. Are you formal, informal? Do you laugh or not laugh? Do you call people? Do you email people? Because until they know your voice, you'll never be in a position where you can feel like you can just let go so you can grow. And the day that someone says, oh, it's okay, I don't need to talk to you, I already talked to Sally, she already handled it. And it was just like talking to you. And that's how businesses scale. That's why every time we go into Starbucks, they say the same thing, what can we get started for you? We go into McDonald's, they say, can I take your order? That's by design. You have to create that design so you can go above. All right, last section of this is beyond. I don't know. What's your beyond? Mine was a Mont Blanc pen. At least I thought it was. It was also working a gazillion hours. Not anymore. Yours may not be money. Yours may be traveling. It may be sleeping in. Having to be, or being able to, at a drop of anything, go spend time with your family. You've got to know what your beyond is. Maybe it's starting another business, which is what most of my clients do. They start another business because now that you've learned how to do it, we can maneuver through it faster and multiply results in record time. So having multiple businesses is a piece of cake. So I want to tell you really quickly about one of my clients. She has a roofing company. Top line revenue, $13 million a year. 17 years in the business, 45 employees, and 5 managers. When she came to me just 5 short months ago, and she came to the Leap event, she came and she was working 7 to 7. And she was doing payroll. And she was doing vendor invoicing. And I said, well, why do you have managers? It's not making any sense. And she said, I was never taught how to lead. I was never taught how to manage. And this is something that holds people back when they decide to be an owner of a company. And so we worked on her leadership, and we worked on her team's leadership, her managers. And her why was she found out she was going to be a grandma. And she didn't want to not be part of their life. And when she came here, she said, Jen, where have you been? And I said, I've been here all along, but you have to take the action. You have to take the leap of faith. I can't take it for you, and I can't want it more than you. And she said, how many years, how many times have I been laden with excuses because I was working 7 to 7? What have I missed out in my life? That's why you're here, because you're never going to miss out again. You're going to have the life of luxury that you want. You're going to live beyond and not in the minutia every single day. So if this resonates with you, I can't wait for when we're finished with this, because we're going to continue this journey. And I invite you to join me on that journey as we go above and beyond your business and your life. And so with that, let's head out to the pool. Yeah.